Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nikki, and I just want, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming on the Zoom for this product. I was introduced to LifeWave about 2 weeks ago, and I don't have a lot of people on this call, but the people that are on this call that I invited know me very well, and they know I don't get excited about anything. Like I get excited about nothing, but I have been excited about this product for the last 2 weeks. I was on vacation in Jamaica and I could not wait to order my patches and get started. So I got back this week and I started the patches on Wednesday. So this is day 5. And I will say that what I've noticed so far is sleep. I'm having a really good I'm falling asleep and staying asleep because normally I don't have a problem sleeping, but it's at 3 a.m. wake up usually to go to the bathroom. I'm perimenopausal. That's a lot of information, but I'll share that in case that resonates with anybody. But the getting up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom and then trying to get back to sleep, that has not happened for the past 4 nights. So that has been amazing for me. And I would say the other thing I've noticed in the last couple of days is the energy. Like I have energy and more energy and I'm feeling more motivated to do things. So maybe that has something to do with the mood. So yeah, I'm excited. And Verdita is hosting this for me to introduce you guys to more information about LifeWave, the company, and the actual product X39, which is the one I'm using. So I'm going to turn it over to Verdita. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you everybody for being here.
Well, thank you, Nikki, for putting this call together, and I also want to congratulate you on making the decision to partner with us, because we have a big vision here with LifeWave, and we want to help as many people as possible. So once again, I just want to thank you, Nikki, for hosting this call, and you can mute yourself now and stop your video. Thank you. All right. So listen, everybody, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. My name is Verdita Monk. My husband and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And about 19 months ago, we were introduced to the information you're going to hear this evening that really opened our eyes. And this is why I'm here. A friend of ours by the name of Ken Robinson tracked us down. And he said, I have something you have got to look at. You got to try this. And we didn't really know what he was talking about, but he also invited us to a call just like the one you're on. And when we got on this call, we heard some phenomenal information that was life-changing for so many people. And we heard testimonies that we just couldn't even believe what we were hearing. And so we were on our way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He says, oh, you can't leave town unless I give you some of these patches. And I said, okay. Well, so we met with him. And when we got to Milwaukee, the first thing we noticed that was my mother-in-law, who was at the time 92 years old, was rubbing her knee profusely. Now, this lady's never complained about anything. I've never seen her sick or anything at 92 years old. But this time she looked like she was literally in tears because her knee was hurting so bad. So we weren't going to sit there. And she said she took medication, everything. She needs surgery. Doctors gave her medication. Everything didn't work. And this time we put this patch on her. This is what we're going to be talking about tonight, this patch. I'll tell you more about in a moment. So we put this patch on her, and she seemed like, we had gotten there at nighttime. So we just put her straight to bed. And when she got up the next morning, she said that she didn't feel any pain. She had not gotten up several times a night the way she normally does. She couldn't sleep with this pain because it had been going on for a while, but she never told us. Her pain was gone for this whole 6 days that we were there. Let me tell you, but what happened, my husband and I decided, hey, let's try this patch. Now, the reason we didn't think we needed the patch is because we didn't feel like we had the issues that we heard on these calls. We thought this was for sick people with pain and or some kind of condition that doctors weren't able to help. That didn't apply to us. At least we didn't think so. So we put the patch on that night, and the next morning, when I woke up, I noticed that I had slept all night. And the reason I slept all night is because my husband for 10 years had something called sleep apnea, as well as acid reflux. And when we woke up that next morning, I noticed he had not snored. Now, I didn't think it was the patch because I just didn't think that was the kind of thing that we could expect from the patch. But do you know it happened the next day? He did not snore again. And that was 19 months ago. And people, I'm here to tell you, my husband has not snored in 19 months from putting this patch on. And that to me is a miracle. But once again, remember, we heard all these other kind of testimonies, like some of them that you're going to hear today. And that let us know that this is not something we can keep a secret. This is something we got to let everybody know about. We have a lot of people we need to help. So we had a big vision starting out about helping a lot of people. So in very short period of time, my husband and I reached the top position in our company, which is not an easy feat, but we were just that committed. Even though we were busy people, we decided it wasn't about reaching a rank for us. It was about how many people we can help. So we now have about 5,000 people on our team. And that's what has resulted from us, reaching out to people and helping them. So I'm going to go ahead and share a PowerPoint presentation to make this a little bit clear for you. And once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties I experienced earlier. But listen, I want to ask you this question. Have you been patched yet? Somebody on this call may have already been patched, but some of you may have not. Why do you want to get patched? Okay. And let me just tell you this. What the whole premise behind all this information that you're going to hear today is the fact that many people have ailments that doctors can no longer help them with, or conditions. And these are situations that are, in their opinion, crisis situations. So guess what they do? There's something out there called stem cell injections. I'm not sure if you're familiar with stem cell injections, but stem cell injections come from an embryo or someone's umbilical cord. And that's they put them in your body. Well, there's some issues associated with that. First of all, I know I wouldn't really want some cells coming from somebody else's body in my body unless I just absolutely had to. And obviously these people are desperate, but also it's very expensive. Stem cell injections can range from $5,000 to $100,000 per injection, literally. I have met somebody that said they had to do that. I spent $100,000 on this injection. This man was very, very wealthy though. Also, injections are localized. That simply means that if you've got an issue like my mother-in-law in your knee, and you go and get an injection, in stem cell injection in your knee, if you have issues going on in your heart, it's not going to help you with your heart. That's what I mean by localized. It only helps the area that you put the injection in. Another thing about these injections is that they're not covered by your insurance, and therefore, you got to come out of your pocket. And 30% of the time, based on statistics, the injections don't work. Okay. And so for those reasons, that's really not a good reason. That's why we are offering you a solution, the same thing that you might expect from an injection, but better, because this patch is not localized. This applies to, you put the patch on your body and it'll affect everything about your body, every organ of your body. So it's not localized and it's not expensive. It's about the cost of a cup of coffee, probably less than a cup of coffee today. And it's very affordable for the average person. So when you wear this patch, you're going to be elevated, activated, and regenerated. I'm going to elaborate that a little bit more. Now, why are people needing stem cell injections? Why? Because by the time we're age 30, half of the stem cells in our body are dormant. That means our bodies, which were designed to heal themselves, are no longer able to heal themselves because half of them are gone. By the time we're 60, 90% of our stem cells are gone, you guys. And this is why you see people walking around with canes, arthritis, Alzheimer's, all kinds of things, because their stem cells have gone dormant. So I want to introduce you to someone that I consider a genius. This man, David Schmidt, is our CEO, and he's the inventor of this patch, which we call the X39. As you can see, this is a very tiny patch, about the size of a quarter, thin, just like a Band-Aid. It has paper on the back. All you have to do is peel the paper on it and put it on your body. But he's been developed these patches for 20 years. How he got started was he was contacted by the federal government. They'd heard about his his talent and hired him to develop something for the Navy SEALs. Now, you know, the Navy SEALs are a very elite organization. And so if they trusted him with the Navy SEALs, I mean, it speaks volume. But he created a patch called the Energy Enhancer Patch. And this was to keep them energized for, 36 hours at a time with no food, no nothing to keep them awake. And it went viral. All kinds of doctors, these coaches at these elite institutions like Stanford caught on to this. And, athletes are not supposed to put anything into their bodies, but I'm going to tell you why in a moment. They were able to use this patch because they didn't have to worry about, any issues with that. But in 2008, David started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And that's when it took him 10 years to develop this patch right here called the X39. 10 years and $4.5 million to bring it to market. Now you're looking at the patent right now. Now, what we know about a patent is that it means it has to be proven. And in our case, there were 80 case studies to prove, that this patch works. And in the case study, in the patent, it says that the patch will elevate your copper peptides. Why is that important? Because when you elevate the copper peptides in your body, it was proven years ago by scientists that it will reactivate your stem cells. But the problem is nobody can do it. But see, David Schmidt likes the challenge. He's a kind of person that, he wanted to change lives. That's his thing. He wants to change lives. He wants to help people. So he was diligent for 10 years to prove something that nobody else could prove. And that's when he came up with this patch. So it's going to end, that in turn is going to activate those stem cells and a lot of other things, improvements in energy. We'll tell you about all the things the patch does. But what this does for us, it makes us exclusive. So we're the only company that can market and can develop this product. We have exclusive rights for the next 16 and a half years. How does this patch work? I'm glad you asked. Well, it's a form of phototherapy. And if you're not familiar with phototherapy, just think about when you go out into the sun and it elevates the it elevates the vitamin D that's already in your body. Vitamin D is already in our body, right? So the phototherapy, the sun is just elevating that. But you don't see, vitamin D in the air somewhere where it's depositing the vitamin D in our body. It's just elevating it. That's the same way this patch works. It's a form of phototherapy. And we also use another term called photobiomodulation, which means the biological makeup of your body, attracts what is happening with this patch. So when you put this patch on, these crystals that are in the middle, which are nano crystals, very tiny crystals made out of plants and salts and sugars in a FDA registered lab, the crystals that are on this in this patch reflect off of the light of your body. Okay, when that happens, it elevates those copper peptides that I was telling you about that are already there. And when it elevates the copper peptides, that's how the stem cells are reactivated. And so it's reflecting light. That's all it's doing. It's non-transdermal. And that's why I was telling you that, athletes are able to use it. They'll test you as an athlete to see if you've got steroids or something else in your body, but they don't have to worry about this here because this is non-transdermal. Nothing is going into your body, no drugs, no chemicals or anything. Also, doctors like this because it doesn't interfere with the drugs that they are already prescribing for their patients. So we have a plethora of physicians who have embraced this concept and are part of our company and are promoting this product like crazy. It's non-invasive, so you don't have to worry about anything. So I'm going to make sure that everybody on this call is muted. If you give me 1 second. I asked everybody to mute themselves, but I see that somebody is not. 1 second. Okay, they may be now because I don't see them anymore. Sorry about that. So we're not here to say that we're trying to diagnose, cure, mitigate anything with this patch. We're just simply saying that we're not trying to prevent any disease. We're just saying the patch elevates those copper peptides, is rebooting your body. Okay. Now let me get to this next slide. Here's some of the benefits that you might experience. You may experience increased strength. Do you realize as we get older, our bodies are just not as strong? They're just not. You're going to experience increased strength, reduced inflammation. We know that inflammation is present if you have any ailment or pain or anything like that. Increased stamina. You know, just keeping that energy going, keeping up. Energy and vitality, mental clarity. I'm gonna tell you something. As we get older, that brain fog comes in. A lot of people started developing dementia. All those kinds of issues we've experienced those types of things, and they were present in those case studies as well. Restores your muscular and skeletal system. How many of you know that as we get older, our bones are not as dense as they used to be? So that's very important, that it's going to restore those skeletal conditions. Improvements of sleep. You know, Nicki just told you what happened to her when she started wearing this patch. She has not having to get up during the middle of the night to use the restroom, just in a 5-day period. And improved skin appearance. We have people that have had vitiligo. You know, that's a discoloration of the skin. The vitiligo, there is no cure for it. But yet we have people that within 3 months, I would say 75% of the vitiligo was gone. And in a year, all of it had gone just from wearing this patch, you guys. So this is amazing, and many more benefits that we can't put on this page. But we have some websites that we'll refer you to so that you can look at testimonies that may relate, that you might be able to relate to. Now, I told you there were case studies that were conducted to prove, in capital letters, prove. You have to prove to have a patent, you have to prove that it works. So in the first few days, what happened in the case study was they found that 4,000 genes began to reset. That's huge. Why? Because compare that to red wine. You know, resveratrol is in red wine, and they say that when you drink red wine, it'll help you live longer. It helps your heart. That's what they say. But do you know that only 2 genes are reset when you drink a glass of red wine? 2, compared to 4,000 here. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. Do you know anybody with PTSD, anybody with autism, dementia, or you know, Alzheimer's, or just plain old depression? All of those are symptoms of someone's brain which was unbalanced. But guess what? Within 6 weeks in this study, those people's brains became balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. I mean, collagen is all through your body, whether it's in your bones, whether it's in your muscles, it's everywhere. A lot of people think of collagen when they get skincare, because it's very expensive if you put it in a certain, you know, it's in a high-end skincare. So it's not just about looking good, you guys, which is good too, but it's about holding your bones and your muscles and all this together. Collagen is very important in our bodies. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. Now, I really want to make sure you understand how significant that part is, because it's not just your heart, it's your liver, it's your kidney. Everything is getting younger as you continue to wear this patch. Let me tell you what they say, that every 6 months of wearing this patch, your heart reverses 8 years. And I'm going to tell you 2 things that will help you understand, help you illustrate this. A lady I met about a year ago, she was one of the first people that got a chance to wear this patch. The lady at the time was 73 years old, I believe. And she went and got a vascular age test where they measure they could detect the size, the age of your heart. And they came back and said, your heart is 30, you're 35 years old, but that something is wrong with the machine, because we know that you're not 35 years old. And so she says, well, there's nothing wrong with the machine. I've been wearing this patch for, I think she said, 2.5 years. So if you divide 2.5 years by 6 months, that's 5 increments. So 5 times 8, we said it reverses your age 8 years for every 6 months you wear the patch. 8 times 5 increments of 6 months is 40 years. And you subtract that from 73, you get 33 years. Her heart measured out at 35 years old. So that was accurate. The second thing I want to share to illustrate to you what we mean by that is what it did to help my friend Jeffrey. My friend Jeffrey was diabetic, has been diabetic for 10 years. And he was prescribed to have 5 insulin shots per day to manage his glucose levels. And about 4 years ago, he had a stroke. And with that stroke, he was debilitated. He was paralyzed all on his left side. He couldn't talk. He had to learn how to walk, eat, and everything all over again. But they did not let him leave the hospital without a pacemaker and a defibrillator. Of course, that affects the heart, right? And so when a friend of his introduced this patch to him, within 3 days, his glucose numbers normalized. He didn't even have to do the insulin. That was amazing as in itself. But within 6 weeks, it was time for his cardiologist appointment. He had to go every 6 weeks. And when he went this time, normally the nurse will come out and say, Mr. Jeffrey, you can go home, whatever, you're doing fine. But this time the cardiologist came out and said, Mr. Payton, I'm not sure what you're doing, but your heart is no longer relying on that pacemaker. It's operating on its own. And he says, I've never seen anything like this. What are you doing? And so, of course, Jeffrey, I call him Jeffrey. His name is Jeffrey Payton. I said, Jeffrey, so he says, what I've been doing, I don't know. All I've been doing is wearing this patch. And so now think about this. The stem cells, when they sent the signal to his brain, and his brain said, you need stem cells in your heart area. We need to work on his heart. And that's exactly what happened, you guys. His heart got those stem cells, and he is a walking miracle, literally. That's just an example of what I mean about your heart reverses in age. And I hope you can think of people that you know that have all kinds of heart disease, one of the biggest killers in the world right now. Now, what you're looking at right now is a topography map. And this is a reflection of them putting the X39 patch on the back of the neck of a 77-year-old woman. And in the first session, you see all this inflammation in her brain. The orange area is her brain. And her brain was hyperactive. And within 3 weeks of wearing the X39, that inflammation went away. And her brain coherence improved. But 3 more weeks later, when she went back, look at the difference. There was a complete turnaround, you guys. Better brain coherence. So her brain remained calm after wearing this patch for 6 weeks. So this could be your brain, my brain. It could be any of our brain. It could be our heart. It could be our liver. There's inflammation throughout our bodies, you guys. Now, how do you wear this patch? It's very simple. All you have to do is put this patch anywhere on your body. However, as you can see on these 2 diagrams where they show the X39 below the belly button of this man right here, and then behind the neck, which is really the C7 vertebrae, those 2 locations were required in the studies because they just needed to be consistent. Half of the group A used it below the belly button, and group B used it behind the neck. Okay, so they could be consistent. So you're just going to put this patch on for 12 hours, and 12 hours later, you take it off to allow your body to repair, rejuvenate. Just throw it away. Guess why? You're going to get 30 of these patches. So you have one to wear every day. They come in this package, and then all this beautiful packaging that I'm sharing with you. You get 30 of them. So you're going to wear one every day for 12 hours and take it off. It's going to take time. They say for every decade that you're alive, you need to wear these patches a month for every decade that you've been living. So if you're 60, you definitely need to wear these patches for 6 months so that you can rejuvenate. And you probably don't want to stop, wearing them. But either way, you want to drink plenty of water, you guys, because this is an energy. This is a frequency in this patch that needs to flow through the body. You need those cells to be hydrated so they can do what they need to do. In addition to that, your body is going to start detoxing, and all of this is going to be more efficient if your body is hydrated. So that's very, very important. Now, listen, I've been telling you all this technical stuff all this time, but I tell you what, I'm going to make it real clear and plain to you what this patch is doing for people. And the best way to do that is allow them to come on and share their testimonies. So the first person I'm going to ask to come on and share their testimony is Miss Ruth Meeks. Miss Meeks, can you come on and share your video and testimony? Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ruth Meeks, and I had the opportunity to get patched on June the 8th. I have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, lupus, and I've also been diagnosed with neuropathy. and I've been diagnosed with PTSD. And so, you know, when I heard about this, I'm thinking, okay, I'll try it. I'll try it. You know, it's not gonna hurt to try it. So, but I did want to feel better because dealing with the things that I deal with, I'm a person that woke up with pain every day, dragging out of the bed, you know, barely getting up out of the bed. And I said, Lord, something's got to get better. And so I tried the first day that I was patched. I immediately felt something different. And I was like, okay, I have no pain in my body. And I was amazed. I told my husband quickly, I don't have any pain. I could feel the pain leaving from day as the days went by. I noticed it was little things, you know. And then I'm a stroke survivor. And one thing that I had was short-term memory. And all of a sudden, things became clearer to me. And I was like, Lord, I don't know what this is, but I'm trusting you. And we're going to work with this patch. And then we're going to see what happens. And I thank God, my husband and I partnered with LifeWave, and we are so glad that we did. And, you know, I've shared it with people and they've seen changes. You know, like one of my church members said, what happened to that patch? I need one of those patches. And, you know, and I just thank God that I was introduced to LifeWave.
Well, Ruth, I do have a couple questions I want to answer. You mentioned you had neuropathy. Have you seen any improvements in that area?
Yes, no more tingling, the numbness and the tingling.
Oh, wow. And no more pain, period. You said you had lupus
No,
and fibromyalgia.
no more pain, period. It was like
And was there
everyday
any type
pain.
of medication that your doctor was prescribing to you for this?
Yeah, they had me on some medication, but I didn't, when I wore the patch, I didn't take the medicine.
No,
I
but
did,
before you started wearing the patch, when you took the medication, did it help you?
no,
Your medication did not help.
no, it did
You
not
just
help.
took it anyway because you thought it was going to eventually help.
Right,
Oh,
right,
so
absolutely.
thank you so much, Ruth, for making this crystal clear. See, this is why we have these testimonies, because number one, somebody else on this call may relate to this, but when you hear a person, and how many years did you have fibromyalgia and lupus?
Lupus, I was diagnosed with it last year. And fibromyalgia, I've been diagnosed with that for over 10 years.
All right. Well,
And
I tell you,
one other thing I want to say is that I take a pill to go to sleep every night. I have not taken a pill, and I've been able to go to sleep and pop up in the morning.
that is amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Ruth, and I hope you continue to get better and tell everybody you know, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing. All right, you guys, that was amazing. I want to also bring up Mr. Will Johnson. Literally, Will, I just got to patch him yesterday for the first time, and I hope he tells you everything that happened to him, because he was something to watch him yesterday. Go ahead, Will.
How you guys doing this afternoon? My name is Will Johnson. I had the opportunity to meet Radita yesterday through my friend Sean Morgan. Sean Morgan was very persistent with me going to talk to Radita, and we were just trying to figure out a meeting place to meet, but he was fortunate enough I was able to come to her home and then meet her, and as she was giving the demonstration and the presentation, and pretty much my background is sales, and as far as physical standpoint, I'm always I've been working out for the past 3 years, doing like 6 miles, probably 5 days a week. And of course, you have ailments and things like that. Of course, bad back. I've had a bad back since 1994, since entering college in 1992. And I messed my back up doing squats, whatnot. I'm a young neophyte trying to understand how to lift weights, didn't do it right. So since that point, I always had a bad back. Fast forward to from 20s to I'm 50 now. And every day I've been managing pain. Always had a back issue since '94. I just been managing the pain. Some days it's 10, some days it's 5, some days it's 1, some days it's good, some days it's not. Yesterday I was Miss Radita put the patch on my neck and then in my target area in my lower back. And within like 3 minutes, I felt the pain go away. Now I'm thinking in my head that maybe it's just something, a nerve block or something. I don't know, but I'm kind of like just trying to figure it out and trying to, at every second, I'm becoming a believer. And to the point I'm becoming a knower, not even believing no more. I know it worked. And it got to the point where her husband Harvey was in the room as well, and I started doing like push-ups. I just felt a rush of energy, and I could do like 40 push-ups, but that day, yesterday, I did like 60 of them in a row, so that let me know that I had a lot of energy. But at that time, it was like, okay, let us know how you're gonna feel in the morning, which was today. Today I got up this morning about 5 in the morning. Well, I got up by 4:30, went to the track at 5, did 6 miles. My feet were burning. I knew I had a bad case of plantar fasciitis, and I was thinking to myself, I should have put a patch on my feet to see if that works. So I got back. Radita texted me. She asked me how I was doing. I would explain to her how I was doing. I was doing let her, and also let her know that I'm going to go ahead and put a patch on both my feet to see if that works. And what I did, the burning sensation went away. So I have a problem, a good problem. I am now knowing that this product works, and I am ecstatic about it. And I'm trying to keep everything in because I'm a salesperson by nature. I have a target list of people I'm going to go after in reference to try the product. And I'm excited, and hope somebody can learn from what I just explained to you just now. So if you have any questions, Radita.
Wow. I tell you what, Will, he's telling the truth. He literally got down on the floor. He couldn't contain himself. He says, I feel like running. So he just got on the floor and just started doing push-ups. But it's like he had to get it out. So another thing I want to say is that sometimes you'll look at a person like a Will, and people that know him know he's pretty healthy, and they don't know all the things that he's going, because he's not going to go around saying I don't feel good. But that's why you have to tell everybody. You got to tell everybody because guess what? If it's not them, it's their parents or there's some sibling or something. Share with everybody, you guys. We really want everybody to feel well. So thank you so much, Will, for catching the vision. I'm glad you're feeling better. I hope you continue. All right. So we got one more testimony, you guys, and that is Mr. Patrick Tingling. Patrick is the person that introduced us to Nicki, and he's a director on my team. Mr. Patrick Tingling, please come on. And this is a person that definitely does not look his age. I'm not going to tell you his age, but he's a runner too. But anyway, go ahead, Mr. Patrick, and share your testimony.
Thank you very much, Brigitte. Thank you for this opportunity. For everyone here, I'm quite a healthy person. As a matter of fact, when I was introduced to this patch through Verdita, she was so excited, and I said, "What's about?" And she said, "Patrick, you just got to try this." And so I decided to go in with her at the time. Just about 18 months ago, I've been on this patch. Now, I go to the gym often. I run, I walk. And sometimes I forgot my age. So when I go to the gym, there's a lot of guys in here in the 20s and 30s, and I'm doing the same thing they're doing. And of course, at my age, certain times I hurt myself. And I had a problem with my knee, pain. I had to wrap it when I'm doing weights. I used to be a skier, cross-country skier. I've hurt myself in many ways, and I carry this pain. And since I've been on this patch, about 3 weeks after that, I have not had any pain since then, except when I hurt myself by doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Now, there's many things that have happened to me in the 18-month period. One of them is my gums. My gums have been really improving tremendously. I've not had to bleed in so long. I used to have a little bit of bleed now and then. No problem with my gums. My barber says to me, "Your hair is growing so much since you've been coming to me lately. I don't know what you're doing, but your hair is growing very fast. I have to go to my barber every 10 days or so because my hair grows tremendously." The other challenges I'm having, I used to have sleep problem. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a hyper person, so much on my mind, and sleeping was a major problem. Of course, not getting proper sleep can affect your health. And since I've been on this path, I noticed that my sleep has improved so tremendously. I'm getting very good rest. Just overall, my health has improved tremendously. But the major thing I want to talk to you guys about, something happened to me about 5 months ago. I was cooking. I love to cook, and I've had oil turn over in my hand. My elbow hit the frying pan handle, and I was burned completely at the back of my head. And the next day it turned black and blue, and I'm saying to myself, "Oh my God, here goes my wonderful looking hand." And I decided to put a patch right in my hand. And within less than 4 weeks, my hand came back completely and black and black. Within less than 4 weeks, I have the pictures here. I record everything on my camera, and within less than 4 weeks, my hand was back to normal. I've never seen anything like that. At my age, I'm not supposed to heal that quickly and that smoothly. I'm going to tell everybody on this call that this patch is not being tested. This thing works. It will improve your overall health in every way, every way. So if you're on the sidewalk, if you're not decide what to do, you should really get on this patch if you're interested in your health, your family health, your friends' health, and everyone else. Thank you.
Patrick, this is real quick. I just want to ask you this question because it was a few months ago, you were getting ready to go out of the country and you had surgery on your tooth or your gums or something.
Yes.
And the doctor was saying you weren't going to be ready to go on your trip. Can you share that real quick?
Yeah, he says to me that no, he had said I did surgery on my gums, and he says to me I had to come back in something like 2 weeks to take the stitches out. I said to him, I don't have the time for that because I'm going out of the country. I really need this thing to be. He said, okay. Within 10 days, I went to see him, and he pulled the stitches out, and he said, "Amazing, how you heal so fast. What are you doing?" So I sat on the bench and I sat him down and said, "Doctor, let's talk." I'm very easy to talk to people. I said, "Doc, have you heard of stem cells?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Have you ever heard of this stem cell patch? This is a patented product." And we got talking, and he said, "Man, that's amazing. Tell me about it." I sent him a video, I sent the website, and he ordered patches because his daughter, who is a teenager, is an athlete, and she had problems with pain and hurting. And he started to use it, and so his daughter is using it. It's amazing.
Yeah. So you see, you guys, the information that I'm sharing with you. Thank you so much, Patrick, for that testimony. But that is so the information that I'm sharing with you is all on a website. You guys, I'm gonna share this with you right now. This is itinfo.com. See, we send our doctors, our dentists, physical therapists, attorneys, everybody, ministers, just anybody. So I'm just saying if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. You will find doctors' reviews on this website. You will find the case studies that direct you to PubMed. You will hear all kinds of testimonies that you can click on under the menu tab. Anything you can imagine is on this website. And that's where you're going to get this information. And that's the site that Patrick shared with his dentist. Now, listen, I want to ask you this question. Based on what you've heard right here so far, I know if you really have a heart to help people at all, if you care about people in your family, you're going to want to share this with them, especially if you use the patch. And it's just like with Ruth, all the things that's going on with her, she's telling people. But guess what? Do you realize that our company actually compensates us when we do something we were going to do anyway? They compensate us, you guys. Let me introduce you to our company, which we are very, very proud of. LifeWeight is the name of our company, and it's going to be 20 years old in October. Remember I told you when David first started developing the energy patch, and it's only about 8 or 9, maybe 9 patches that he's created, but each one of these patches have all these patents associated with it. So although he has over 180 patents, when he first started doing this for the first few years, the company was doing about 20 million a year. And when the X39 came out, this was really what we consider his masterpiece. And this is why our company started exploding. And in the last 3 years, it was averaging about 320 million. And then we ended 2023 at 430 million on our way to be $1 billion company, you guys, in less than a year and a half. And so we're all over the world in 75 countries. If you know somebody in Italy, somebody in Ukraine, we've got people on our team in the UK and Australia, and it spreads. We're in over 75 countries. And so this is not the kind of product that is just, it's a very sophisticated product, and we have exclusive rights to manufacturing it. So this is not like where you can go to a company and you want a weight loss product. You can get that anywhere. You can get skincare at the mall. You can get supplements at the health food store. So this is not something you're going to find at any of those types of places. You can only get these through Lifeway. And our company is growing so fast that we were actually cited on a site called businessforhome.org, where they monitor and just keep up with the home-based business type companies like ours. And we are really growing faster than any company in the world. And that's why they showed us as #1 with as regard to momentum. Now, this screen right here simply just talks about things that, all of that are important to us. Really all these things are important to us. But for me and my husband, there's 2 things out of this whole list that stand out. And that's #1, family. First of all, I don't want my family members to be suffering. And another thing about family is when I get to be 90 or 100 years old, hopefully, if God blesses us to live that long, I don't want to be in my bed, where somebody has to wait on me every day because I can't get up. Or I want to have quality time with my family, so they want to be around me. That's very important. And then I like what the security part. My husband and I are self-employed. And so when you're self-employed, you got to, save your money and do certain things that, all the financial benefits that some people have by getting paid through a company. We've had some things happen to us along the way, and it's put us in a situation where we just didn't have enough money in our minds saved where we could just stop working. Okay, I'm an interior designer, so therefore I spend a lot of time. So therefore, the fact that we don't even know if Social Security is going to be around, you guys, we have to take matters in our own hand. And we have a goal to have a certain amount of money put aside in the next 3 years, so that by the time we're in our 70s, we won't have to worry about that money. Okay, that's what's important. And we don't want to have to rely on other people. So whatever relates to you on here, we already know the health is already there with this patch. And we're already out of debt because of this patch, thank God. And so hopefully you can relate to some of these things as well. Let me tell you how you're going to get paid. The first thing is going to happen. Let's say this is Nicki, this is Nicki right here. This is Nicki. Or let's say Nicki, I think she invited her sister to this call, Carla, I think it was. Let's say this is you, Carla. And you say, well, Nicki, I want to give some of those patches. I really want to try some of those patches. You decide to get a package, which I'm going to tell you what those packages look like in a moment. And when that happens, you get to participate in our binary, which simply means that you're put in we have a structure called a binary compensation plan, and it allows you to benefit from team commissions. In other words, if you introduce this to 4 different people that for example, this is just an example, but Nicki turns around and has another person that she wants to invite, and they decide they want to purchase a package, that person has to fall under you, Carla. They have to fall either on your left side or your right side. And therefore, whenever they place an order every month, they're not going to stop using it more than likely. Once they join and start using these patches, they're not going to stop. And guess what? You get paid every single time those people place orders, whether you know them or not. You don't even have to know the people that Nicki's bringing on board. You still get paid on them. That's a beautiful thing. Let's say Patrick introduced this to Nicki, and he brings a person on board. If they fall on your side, guess what? You get paid every single time they place an order. That's the benefit of the team commission, and it is paid to infinity. There could be 1,000 people that have fallen under you on your left side that you have no idea who these people are. Some of them you will, because you would know them personally, but you can earn up to $25,000 per week in this binary. But in another thing I wanted to point out is when Nicki enrolls you, she will earn some money. She will get a fast start bonus, whatever that package is that you get. There's a fast start bonus associated with that, but you get to participate in our binary. That's very, very cool. Now, everybody has a different work ethic, so we don't really know how much each person will earn, but it is based on your efforts. Now, this is the part of the compensation plan that may blow your mind, because it definitely blew my mind. When I saw it, it's called our matching bonus program, and it is unlimited income potential. Why? Because we can share this with as many people as we want. We can share this. I know a lady in this company, she's signing up all these doctors. She's a health coach or something. She's enrolled like 1,000 people. Guess what? Let's say that, Nicki, let's say Carla, in this case, let's say you signed up one of your best friends, and this person's really, really sharp. And that person decides they go out and start building and earning money in the binary that I just shared with you. Let's say that person owns $1,000, earns $1,000. Well, you'll get 25% of that 1,000, meaning you'll make $250, but the company doesn't take it away from the person you enroll. This is just on top of what they earn. So if you enroll 10 people that made $1,000 this week, we get paid every week. If they made $1,000 this week, you'll make $2,500 because it was 10 people times 250. So that's very, very exciting. In order for those people, that person to have had made money in the binary, that means they had to share with other people. Those people will fall on your second level, and you'll get 20% of what they earn. If they earned 1,000, you make 200. Very cool. The people on your second level, the way they earn their money in the binary is they enrolled other people. So those people fall on your third level. So you get paid 20% of what they earn. Remember, there's no limit. These 10 people may have enrolled 10 people as well. That means there's 100 people on your second level in this scenario. If those 100 people enrolled 10 people, that's 1,000 people. So it's a lot of money, you guys, in this compensation plan. And we hope you see that. So here's the form that I wanted to talk about. I told you I was going to share with you how you can get some of these patches. This form, basically, it just shares your name, your email address, how you want your website to read. We all get a free website, lifewave.com/ your username, password, and how you're going to pay for it. You decide which one of these packages you want. Now, if for some reason you don't want, we're going to be able to get you these patches at wholesale. Now, I like to do wholesale because I'm an interior designer. I don't pay retail for anything if I can help it. But we're going to be able to offer you these patches at the same price we're paying it. So if you decided you wanted to get the silver patch, that's silver pack rather, that's $300, $299. In other words, you're paying $100 per sleeve. But if you just wanted to buy a sleeve from Nicki, for example, you won't get in the binary, but you will get your patches and you'll pay $150. So you see, it's more expensive to go retail than it will at wholesale. So I don't know, why would you want to pay more when you can pay? And there's no requirement, no commitment. You don't have to share this with anybody if you don't want to. All you're doing is taking advantage of the cost of a better price by getting a package. So that's why you want to consider getting the package. I'm just giving you a close-up now. Let me go back. I'm giving you a close-up of this. And then that's the silver package. That's enough for you and your spouse, and maybe with a few relatives or friends that you want to try the patches. If you see this as a business opportunity and you say, yeah, I definitely have people I want to share this with, but I want to make money too, you may want to consider the gold pack. That's $500, but then they're going to throw in another half of a sleeve of one of our other patches that you could try, such as our Ice Wave or our Eon patch, some of those for free when you get the gold pack. Now, the gold pack, and another thing about the gold pack, it positions you to get promoted in our binary. Remember, I told you about those to the manager position. Remember, I told you about the matching bonuses that we have. You can't participate in the matching bonuses unless you're a gold. You definitely want to be a gold so that you can get to manager. That's important. Now, the diamond pack is for the serious entrepreneur. We've got doctors, dentists, we've got people that is just business owners like my husband and I. You don't have to be any of those to get the diamond pack. It simply means you want to get a better price and you want to get more for your money. We decided to get that. First of all, you're paying $84 a sleeve now instead of $100. So that means that if you went to someone's house or one of your friends and they decide they want to try one of these, You don't have to send them to your website to sell it. You can sell it to them right out of your inventory. So if you sold it for $150 to them, you make $66. I think that is, yeah, $66 in profit, whereas 50 if you did it the other way. Okay. But not only that, it gives you way more inventory. With the diamond pack, if you enrolled another diamond, guess what? You make $500. If you're not a diamond, you make $200. What happens to the other 300? The person that's above you, that's either a diamond or a senior director in our company. And that's what those are the considerations that we thought about. But more importantly, we had a big vision. Remember, I told you we wanted to help as many people as we could. So we wrote down a list of all these people we wanted to help, 25 couples and 25 individuals, gave each couple 10 of these patches, 5 for the wife, 5 for the husband. And then the individuals, we gave 5. That came up to 375 patches. And we divided that by 30 and came up with 12 and a half sleeves. That left 6 sleeves left over for me and my husband for the next 3 months. Why is that significant? Because when you do the diamond pack, you don't have to place any more orders for 90 days. And we needed 6 because it was 2 of us for 3 months. Because if you're on this, if you're wanting to earn money in this binary that I told you about, where all this money is, you must stay active. What does that mean? That means you need to order at least one of these sleeves, which you need anyway, because this is for you to use and get yourself in shape, right? This only going to be $99 a month. You get a chance to keep your points, but you can only earn up to $100 per week in the binary with one sleeve. If you want to, so this is why the diamond pack is significant, because it automatically keeps you active for 90 days. And those, the requirements or the 2 sleeve subscription requirements already taken care of. But if you're not on a diamond pack, still, it gives you an opportunity to maximize your earnings in the binary. And that's for 90 days, you guys. So hopefully you understand the difference of those, and you can always get back with us with more clarity if you don't get it. But also, we have these envelopes and cards that we pass these patches out to people. We don't just pass them out. You know, like if you go to your mom's house and you want her to try it for 2 or 3 days, put the patch inside the envelope, and the card, this card has what the benefits are, the instructions on how to use the patch, everything right there in front of your face. So that's something we can show you how to get access to. This site right here is our system that we use. It explains how the binary works, explains how, you know, how you approach people, it explains everything. The previous site I told you about, which is This Is It Info, is all about the product, but This Is It Team is all about the business. So that's a site we want to tell you about as well. So that's a site. Somebody's got to mute their phone because they're echoing. Okay, got it. Okay, so listen, you guys, it's time for you to make your move. You know, just decide what you want to do and get back with the person that invited you to this call. They'll show you how to get started. They may, you know, screenshot you that application that I told you about, just so you can see the information that's required to get you in the system. And I'm telling you, people are signing up and getting in that binary. The sooner you get in, some of those people may fall under you, and you get paid on those people when they place orders, remember? So get started right away. I want to tell you really quickly, we do have a lot of incentives that our company offers. One of them in particular is they're always offering all these trips. We're qualifying right now to earn this trip to Punta Cana in November, and you have the same amount of time, you know, opportunity to do that. Matter of fact, my husband and I, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be going to the Greek Isles. It's a cruise. Y'all, we starting out in Venice, going to the Mykonos, going to, you know, Santorini and Croatia. All of this we won just for taking advantage of things that we're already doing, sharing it with people. We get points every time certain things happen. You can take advantage of the Punta Cana trip, you guys. And so we get more information to you on that. But now we have a convention coming up 2 weeks from now in Orlando. It's called the Believe Convention. All the top income earners will be there. We're taking a bus from Atlanta. We're going to have so much fun. It's only like a 6.5-hour drive. We just want to be together and fellowship and have fun. But if you're interested in learning as fast as you can go to this site called thisisitconvention.com. Get your ticket. Patrick already is on this call. He's got his ticket. Other people on this call are going. I hope to see you there as well. But listen, you guys, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules and on a Sunday. And we hope that you make the right decision for your family. Whatever works for you, we're willing to help you. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next time. This call is recorded, and if you're interested in getting it, we'll get it to you. Thank you.